And it's Ken Kreitzer for Cam Vets Media. We're at West Point in the Hall of Fame area, the Kenna Hall of Army Sports area, and so proud today to be able to present the Eli Page Howard Lieutenant Eugene Evans Leadership Award to three of our West Point football players that are going to graduate on Saturday from West Point and had outstanding careers with them. We've got Tyson Riley, Jabari Moore, and Jakobi Buchanan. And all had tremendous careers with Army and two Commander-in-Chief trophies. They were at the White House recently, were recognized by President Biden, who will be the commencement speaker this year, and had extraordinary careers at West Point and finished with a terrific win over Navy that they will long remember. And I just want to mention the background to our award is to honor the service and sacrifice of Lieutenant Eugene Evans and Lieutenant Colonel Eli Page Howard, who are from the town I grew up in Pelham, New York, in Westchester County. They were outstanding athletes at Pelham Memorial High School in the early and mid-1940s. They went off to serve in the U.S. Marine Corps at the end of World War II, enrolled at Morgan State College in Baltimore, where they played on a national championship football team of 1949, and were outstanding players in football. And Colonel Howard also played basketball there. They were also part of the first Army ROTC class to graduate. Once the program was instituted there at Morgan State, they commissioned in the Army and served. Sadly, Lieutenant Evans led a mission over enemy lines and was killed in that battle. And he's interred in New Rochelle, New York. Lieutenant Colonel Howard went on, served in Korea, then he went to serve in Germany, served in the Pentagon, and was leading a 1,000-soldier unit in Vietnam in 1969 when his helicopter was shot down. He is interred with his father at Arlington National Cemetery. So we appreciate the chance to recognize those two veterans who were college football players and served as officers in the United States Army. Now, we've got a couple of awards. We got 3 awards today. And Coach, maybe you want to just grab the first award for Jabari. Jabari, I think it's, there you go. And we're so glad to have Coach Monken with us today. And here's our award, the Eli Page, the Lieutenant Evans, Lieutenant Colonel Eli Page Howard Jr. Leadership Award presented to Cadet Jabari Moore. You're going to be a second lieutenant in a couple of days. And a defensive back, played 5 years for West Point, played a record 58 games. And what a career he had. Nobody ran to his side of the field. He had, I think it was 165 tackles, and I think half a dozen interceptions, and just a consistent player for Army. And we're so glad to have you as one of our honorees. Jabari, tell us, what did it take to play so much? How did you stay healthy and have that level of consistency?
Definitely surrounded by the right people. You know, we have an awesome training room that's able to keep us prepared and ready, and then just surrounded by so many great coaches that know when to push us, how much, and just to keep that going throughout all these years has been pivotal. Absolutely. Now, was there a particular highlight for you playing and playing football at West Point? Definitely just the service academy games, Air Force and Navy, just the weeks leading up to those games are just different than any other game. I mean, everybody's amped up no matter what record any team has, no matter what players are on the field. It's going to be a battle all the way down to the last quarter. Absolutely. And Jabari, what's your career outlook look like in the U.S. Army? I branch field artillery, going to Fort Sill along with Kobe and Tyson, so we'll still be together for a little bit longer. Well, so important. Field artillery is a branch in the U.S. Army. My father was a field artillery officer, commissioning there in 1942. So I'd be glad you are following his footsteps, but that's a very important role in the U.S. Army today, field artillery. So congratulations and our best wishes on your career, your graduation, commissioning, and future in the U.S. Army. Yes, sir. Thank you. Pleasure. Thank you. And let's try Tyson next. And Tyson's so honored to present
the Lieutenant Evans, Lieutenant Colonel Howard Award to you. You've had an exemplary career at West Point as a fullback, pairing with Jacobe, splitting time. It's like you had first and second down, and then he had third and fourth down. And you had tremendous accomplishments. Played 39 games, 817 yards rushing. Caught about 6 balls and had 8 TDs. And the play I'm always going to remember, because I was 12 yards away. I was sitting behind the end zone in the Army-Navy game this past year at the end of the first half. It came down, it was like a 4th and 1 or 3rd and 1. And all of a sudden, you're playing tight end, and you ran out towards the sideline, and I thought you were running off the field. They were going to substitute. All of a sudden, you get to the sideline, and you go in a 3-point stance, and Bryson Daily throws the ball to you. You catch it. Nobody was going to stop you. Went and scored Army's only offensive touchdown of the game. What was it like? Was that the way the play was set up?
Not at all. So I want to give away too many secrets, but we were split out and empty, and I was on the solo receiver side, and the play's actually for Bryson to run the ball up the middle, and I was going to come in motion and get a nice little run, this lead block. And the thing is, we had run it a few times earlier in the game, and they'd lined up to it right, but this time they completely forgot about me on the goal line. So instead of going in motion, I just looked over at Bryson. I didn't want to make it too obvious, so I was just staring him down really hard to try to get him to notice that no one's guarding me, and he ended up catching on and just snapped the ball and threw it to me. Someone sent me a video of really close, a yard or two off the sideline. If you look, I may or may not have false started, but they didn't throw the flag, so it's fine.
Well, no, I happened to be right on the end zone, and I saw that. And the Navy safety didn't move until you went in the 3-point stance. And so you and Bryson just executed the play so well. You improvised and you made the play, and it turned out to be a big factor in the game. So, what was your big moment playing Army football?
Kind of what Jabari said, just playing in those CIC games. Want to thank Jabari and Kobe for winning a few Air Force games for us. But just like what Jabari said, those weeks leading up, no matter what's going on throughout the season or how the season's going, those weeks leading up into those games, it's just ultra focused. And then just being in the locker rooms before those, just the juice that's in there is incredible. And going out there and just fighting with your brothers is something I'll always remember. And
Tyson, what's your future in the U.S. Army?
So like Jabari said, I'm going to Fort Sill in FA, and I'll be there pretty much for the first 5 years, and after that, we'll see.
Well, that time we were out at Fort Sill when the team played Oklahoma in 2018, got a chance to visit. Of course, I said my father and my uncle were both there in summer of 1942 and commissioned, and so we wish you the best, and we'll follow your progress as a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Okay, we've got one more, and we have Jacoby go right in here and accept the plaque from Coach Monken. And Jacoby, congratulations. You had an extraordinary career, 5 years. You ran for 1,570 yards and had 27 touchdowns, all rushing. And Coach Monken used to kid me in post games. I'd say everyone in the stadium knew Jacoby was going to, when he went in on 4th down, he was going to get the ball and try to get the first down or get the touchdown. And you'd say, nah, we had some other things we could do. but you were so consistent. We were talking about it before. What did it take? I mean, when your offensive line could open up a little bit of a hole for you that you could then squeak through, and you usually got more yardage than just the first downs.
Yeah, so ever since plebe year, freshman year, I always said, I probably had one of the easiest jobs in college football. All I had to do is follow my offensive linemen who are already going to get the first down before I get the ball, and then just lean forward. And that's kind of what I did for, the entirety of my career. Just follow those guys who, did a great job of paving the way for me. And, that's pretty much how it ended. So that's what I would say.
Very good. And what is your future? As you'll all be commissioning as second lieutenants on Saturday, right after graduation. What's your future look like?
So yeah, I'll be joining these two guys down at Fort Sill.
I'm not going.
Yeah, Coach isn't going, but Jabari and Tyson, I'll be joining them down at Fort Sill, and we'll be there for you about another year or so.
Well, a very important part of the Army, field artillery. Now the key word is long-range precision fires. And they're all talking about it, using it not just in Europe and in the Pacific. So a very important part of the Army that you'll be heading to. And we just want to congratulate all three of our players here, Tyson Riley and Jakobi Buchanan, Jabari Moore, for their extraordinary careers in football, but being able to graduate and commission as second lieutenants, and you'll have great futures serving our country in the U.S. Army. We'll be very proud of you. And I want to thank Coach Monken for joining us. We appreciate it. And Coach, any thoughts about these three guys that you want to share?
These are three great players and three great guys, and they've served our team really well over the last few years and made a huge difference. They've won a lot of football games for us, helped us win a lot of games, and they're going to help the Army win a lot too. So proud of these guys. Absolutely,
we all are, and your families that have joined us. So congratulations. Have a great day on graduation, and we'll see you for commissioning on Saturday. I just want to thank the West Point Athletic Department for supporting us on this, and Connor and Eric from the Sports Information Office, and Colonel and General Gillen for all his support during the year. I really appreciate it. And Coach Monken, thank you for everything this past year and for joining us today for the ceremony.
Well, we appreciate all you do, Ken. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I just want to acknowledge, one of our great sponsors is the New York Yankees, and they've been helping us. And also we always represent the Special Operations Warrior Foundation, which provides scholarships and mentoring to families in the special operations community that have lost someone in service. So again, congratulations to Tyson and Jacoby and Jabari. Thank you to Coach. And we'll have more on graduation day here at West Point. For Cam Vets Media, we cover cadets, midship, and the military and veterans proudly since 2008. This is Ken Kreitzer. Thanks for watching.